Hey everybody, I'm Verna from Stampin' Notes and welcome to my studio tonight. I'm coming to you live from my studio in Western New York and I have a really neat class to share with you. It's with the Grown with Love bundle and it has that cute little packet that you can create to hold a gift card or money or seeds because it's all about growing things. If you're on here, say hi. Tell me where you're from. Today is the last day to order and get the kits for the Memorable Blooms cards. And they were with this set here. They're so pretty. And if your order is $45 or more, I will send you the kits to make one of each of these gorgeous cards. And that order needs to be in by midnight tonight. If your order is $60 or more, I will send you a pack of rhinestones to go with that. And then you'll be able to also get a $60 gift because it's celebration. And by the way, celebration ends Friday. So it's a great time to order and get some free goodies. Hey, if you're on here, say hi. Tell me where you're from. And I hope you've had a great day. I hope you're not as icy as it is here. It's really been super icy, but it's melting off. So I'm going to go to my project view here. And these are the cards we're going to make tonight with the Grown with Love bundle. So this bundle has these really cool dies. And this is a little like die that makes a pocket. And then it has some nice labels. And it has die cuts that die cut out the different herbs that you can stamp with it. And I'll show you those. I'm going to grab my stamp set here to show you that. I forgot to bring it over to where I'm filming. So this is the stamp set here. Grow with Love. I keep calling it Grown with Love. It's Grow with Love bundle. And it has basil, rosemary, thyme, and mint. This is an online exclusive product. It has some nice sentiments. Thanks so much for your love and care. You're on my mind. From the Garden of, so you could stamp that on a gift tag or something if you wanted to give someone some flowers or even some seeds. And then this says Grown with Love. And then the dies create a cool little pocket. And the die cuts here for the sentiment. There's a nice frame here, the little circle. And these are for the envelope if you want to make a little clasp. So really nice set. And I'm going to switch back here to Facebook. I want to make sure I can see your comments. And say hello to you if you're watching. It's been a busy day. I went to the chiropractor and took Mom to the chiropractor. And then the ladies that cleaned for me were here. And that is always a blessing. Hi, Kathy Vincent Kelly. Nice to see you there. Nice to have you here. And Kathy, I wanted to thank you for sharing, and you are the winner this week of some free gems. So if you can message me again with your mailing address so I can send them out. So let's get started with this. Also, guys, you want to, I said it's the end of celebration, but it's also the end of the Fantastic Starter Kit special right now. And with that starter kit, usually it's you pay $100 or $99 for $125 worth of product. But right now you pay $99 and there are two options. Wrong stamp set. Oh. Two options. One is you get to pick 2 sets of Stampin' Right markers. Now, mind you, these are a value of $35 a piece. So you can pick 2 of the different color collections. This is neutrals and brights. There's also subtles and regals. And along with that, there is a free stamp set that was made to use with the Stampin' Right markers. Sorry to have my arm in the way. I'm trying to grab the stamp set. It's called Handmade Designs. And so did you know that you can color your stamps with the Stampin' Right markers? I'll blend and blend. Stampin' Right markers do work. So it's a great value. If you have a long list of supplies you'd like, um, get the starter kit, join my team, and then you get the discount too also on Stampin' Up products. The other option is if you're not interested in this is like actually an extra $96 value. The other option is you pay $99 and instead of $125 worth of product, you can choose an extra $30. So you get to purchase $155 worth of product. So that's really good deal right now. If you're interested in that, I'll try to remember to put the link join in my below in the comments. Sometimes I forget to do that. Okay, so let's start. This is a free class. If you spend $45 this week and use the host code at checkout, and I will send you the kits for 2 of each of these projects this week. And if you spend $60, I will include a pack of the gems that I'm using. I'm using In Color 2024-2026 In Color gems. So, hi Ruth. Hi Susan. I would not dare say the name of your town, Susan. Mississauga. I wonder if I said that right. And Kathy, nice to have you ladies here tonight. So I'm starting with a piece of basic beige cardstock. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and scored at 4 1/4. And with this, we have some layers. I've got I think 3.5 actually it's 3 3/4 by 5.5. I'll check on that. And this is 3.5 by 5.5. So I'm going to grab my trimmer because I don't want to tell you wrong. But anyways, if you get the kids, you'll get the PDF tutorial for these cards. Okay, so the basic white is 3.5. So this is 3 3/4. Yep, by 5.5. All right, so we're going to go the whole length of that card base. Set my trimmer down here. Also tonight, not on this card, but on the other cards, I'm going to be using this designer series paper. It's a free with a $60 order. And it's dropping all my little pieces here. Lots of beautiful colors in this paper. It's the Blooms Designer Series paper. I will look on the official name, but gorgeous colors. I love that. Front and back. I love this peach here. Oh, Mississippi, but with S's. Mississippi. Okay, Mississauga. Okay, maybe that's right. Love this and that. That melon mambo. Ooh, that's so pretty. I'm going to be using some of this paper tonight. A few little pieces. And again, let me see what the name of that is. I should know it. Bloom Impressions Designer Series paper. It's a 12 by 12 paper that's free with an order of $60. All right, so we're going to do some stamping first before we put our front together. And so we're going to stamp some foliage. Bring in our little floral we have time we're going to use. And mint. And the other ones are rosemary and basil. All right. So I'm going to use the mint, and I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. I always want to call Lost Lagoon soft succulent because it was kind of a similar color. Well, thank you, Susan. I'm glad to hear that. Hi, Carol. All right, so we have, I don't want this word on here, the mint. So I'm going to try and stamp ink up right above that and not hit that. The other thing I can do is color it with tape or cover it with tape, and I probably may end up doing that. All right, so we're going to stamp one there, kind of low, and then I'm going to come in with another one lower right here. I love to stamp flowers. You know, floral image paper. You ladies enjoy that. This one is going to be a little higher. And then we're going to set that aside for a minute. I'm going to bring in the thyme with bringing up green. Oh yeah, Chautauqua County. I got that, Kathy. I'm familiar with Chautauqua County. Okay, so this one I am going to cover that word. And we're going to be, you can use your Stampin' Right markers on these, and you can use your Stampin' Right markers also on the photopolymer stamps too. All right, so we're going to add some time here. Like that. See if I can ink just above that. Right here. My grandsons, who live about 30 miles apart, are playing each other in a basketball game tonight. So I'm going to go down to the school after and watch the game. All right, so we've got a little bit of green there. Now we're going to add some fresh fuchsia with rosemary. And rosemary really isn't this color, but there's a lavender that looks very familiar to it, that similar to it, that is very, it's actually a darker purple. Yeah, I bet people do butcher Chautauqua. I can imagine that. Okay, so I think I need to re-ink this pad up. Let's see if we can get this inked on here good. It's okay. All right, and then I want to add just a little bit more of the mint up here. Does anyone have this bundle that's watching? So what I do with the, here it is. Now we're going to have a sentiment going across here. So I'm going to stamp it on there. And it's going to look messy in that spot, but it's not going to show. All right. I don't want that showing below it. Okay. I'm going to grab a baby wipe and wipe that bottom part off. Yes, a lot of the Indian names, like I live in Canisteo, and that is an Indian name for canoe on the river. And we had the Iroquois Indian lived in this area. Canisteo, Chautauqua. I'm trying to think of other Indian names. Um, okay, so this is not going to show that messy bit there. The Seneca Indians, Iroquois, lived along the rivers here, and we have found actual Indian artifacts in our own little area. This one's paper computer. Oh, okay. All right. So now we've got that done. I have die cut a label from the large label. I've used Pool Party. And I'm going to stamp a sentiment on this using heat embossing. So I'm grabbing my embossing buddy. Let me see if it's back over. Oh. Probably brought it over there and can't plug it. Grabbing the heat tool, I'm going to plug that in. Okay. So your embossing buddy takes the static off of the paper, or it helps that the little pieces of powder don't scatter all over your embossing. I'm going to go ahead and stamp it without it and hope for the best. And this is a clear ink called Versamark. The sentiment says, thanks so much for your love and care. Move this out of the way now. So I'm going to stamp this. And with this stamp and this label, you want to kind of go towards the bottom because it kind of sticks up a little bit with flies there. Then I'm bringing in our embossing tray. And I'm grabbing tweezers. This is a set, the embossing buddy, the tray, and the tweezers come in a set together. And I'm going to emboss that with embossing powder. Our basics embossing set, powder set is white, clear, and black. Okay, so I'm going to just add a little more over that again. And what's nice about this tray is that it unscrews the bottom here, so you can put all of your powder, tap it down to the bottom, unscrew that, and then put it in your container. It's a nice set to have. All right, so and I'm going to heat emboss this from the bottom. Try from the top, but usually I have better luck with from the bottom. There we go. Thanks so much for your loving care. All right. We'll add some dimensionals to the back of that. Okay. Is anybody on here going to on stage? I wanted to, but they ran out of room, and then things came up and I'm not able to. So I'm a little disappointed about that. All right, so we're going to adhere this. Actually, let's put this on our base first before we do that. So I'm going to use my seal. Whoops. Throwing dimensionals around here. And we'll add our crushed freesia layer first. 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. It's going to go right in the center here. All right, that's hanging over a little bit. I'm going to trim that. Hi, Diana. Nice to have you here. Okay, we'll get that off there. And then to that, we're going to add this piece. All right, if you have trouble getting your seal to start, your silicone mat is the answer to that. You just run it on that, and that usually does the trick. All right. And we're going to center this on there. Okay, and we've got it a little bit crooked. Not crooked, but uneven. Right, so we want it right along the edge. Okay. Now let's add the sentiment. Thanks so much for your love and care. Trying to think if that looks straight. And then we'll add some gems to that. So the other thing that would be pretty with this set would be butterflies. It would be really pretty with it. Okay, grabbing the gem. And I love the take your pick tool for adding the gems because the putty end, and there's a putty refill that you can get. Very easy to pick them up with a putty end. We'll add a little bit of peachy color here. All right. And then we've got to do our inside piece. And this is just 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to stamp one of the maybe base. No, let's use mint because we already used mint. What did I do with the mint? Here it is. All right, so I'm going to cover that word, mint. with a piece of tape. You can use a Post-it too. The thing of it is, make sure you remember to take it off. Because I have not remembered before, and you get a big glob of ink below your nicely stamped image, and we don't want that. Take it off. Just over my finger, and we'll stamp that right there like that. And now we're gonna put this on the inside. This is 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. All right, so that is card number 1. And I want to show you, card I originally did, I used Old Olive for the time, and I don't like it as well. I like Granny Apple Green better with that. Hi, Beth. Thank you, Beth. All right, so let's go on to card number 2. I know it does make quite a mess. All right, so this card number 1. Card number 2 is a card that uses all 4 of um, the herbs: basil, thyme, rosemary, and mint. All right, and we're going to start with a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock. That's 4 1/4 by 11. And burnish that fold down good. Thank you, Kathy. With your bone folder, right? Then we're going to layer onto that a piece of that beautiful designer series paper. The Bloom series paper. This is 5 1/4 by 4. That pretty blue on the back of that. All right, 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to put right on there. And then we're going to do some stamping. So I have 4, these are from the perennial postage dies. We have 4 of these, and we're going to stamp one of the floral images on each one. Bring that in. And again, I'm using Lost Lagoon, but I'm going to do a little coloring on it with a marker to add a little bit of fresh Fuchsia color in there, or Petunia Pop. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up with Lost Lagoon. Thank you, Kathy, for sharing. Goodbye, Ruth. We will miss you. And again, I don't want the name of the herb. I'm going to cover that. So this is the time. I'm inking up. And I'm going to take my Petunia Pop marker. And I'm going to add a little bit of that Petunia Pop color in this. I'm just going down along those stems in a few places. I just want to add a little bit of that color there. Okay, I'm just going to clean that off by rubbing it onto the scrap paper. I'm going to bring this back in here and stamp that. And you can see the little touches of Petunia Pop in that. Okay, so that's that one. All right, we'll do the basil. The next part, I'll show you how to make a pocket. And it's kind of a neat card because it has two pockets on the front. So we'll ink up our basil plant. And then to the centers of those leaves, I want to add a touch of the petunia pop. Okay, so I'm going where the centers are and adding that petunia in there. And then I'm going to stamp that. Okay, so you can see that little touch of color in there. So we got the basil done. And let's do, this is the rosemary. And we'll bring in that petunia pop again. I'm just adding a little bit of color to the stems. Whoops. And more color at the bottom here. Isn't that pretty? It has that dark color in the center there. Hi, Susan. Thank you. No, it actually looks like Lost Lagoon, kind of. I love, my studio tends to be cold, so I'm always layering up when I'm down here. Usually, okay, and we're going to cover the word there and ink up the mint. Take our tape off. I think I got some on my finger. And let's add center to or petunia pop to the end and center of the leaves here. Just like that. Okay, and we'll stamp this. Whoops, I think I want to go this way. Yeah, okay. So see how I love that. Just little touch of color adds so much. And you can use your Stampin' Right markers. Can do a lot with them. And add color variation to your inking on your stamps. Oh, Lulu lemonade. I'll have to look, Susan. I'm not familiar with that. I bet I would like it. Lulu lemonade. All right. So to these, we're going to add a piece of these two pieces of Lost Lagoon cardstock. And that piece of cardstock is, oh, I have the measurement on there and I'm not seeing it. Well, we grab it and then we'll measure it. It's like odd. It's like 4 7/8 by kind of odd. Okay, 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. Right? 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. I'm going to grab dimensionals and we're going to add these with dimensionals. I'm going to just put 2 on the back of each one here. All right, we'll start down here. And you want to get fairly close to the edge, like 1/8 of an inch away. Let's do this one over. I'm lining them up. That could go over just a little. Okay. Next we'll do the rosemary. And we'll put that rosemary up here. And I think this is basil. I always try to grow basil in this, and I have trouble with it. It gets so big and it's wilty and hard to care of. But I love fresh basil. All right, that look even. Looks pretty good. All right, and then this is going to go on the back of our card. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. I've been up since like 10 after 5 today. Had to get around early. I tend to be an early riser anyway. All right. So let's put this on here like this. Looks pretty good. And there's a tiny little stamp that says grown with love. And it has a die that goes with it. I've already stamped it at the same time. I use Petunia Pop, and I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue to that. I get my nails done tomorrow, and I cannot wait. Grown with love, and we're going to add a little ribbon on the side. This is a new white ribbon that's coming out next week, I believe. And it's beautiful. It's easy to work with. I debated between Petunia Pop and Calypso Coral because those are the colors in the designer series paper. You can see I'm cutting this way down. I just put a little knot. And I need a glue dot. Bring your pick tool back in. And add this right here. There's our little knot on the side. And let's do the inside of our card. Stamp let's just stamp, how about some time? And I think I will leave the word time on there for my ink. Okay. And hopefully I stamp it straight and I don't get that extra color on the edges of my cardstock. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so close that up before I wear that. Then we'll add adhesive to the back of this. Put it on the inside here. Oh, this is 5 by 3 3/4. All right, so that, oh, we need to add gems to this. Okay, so let's add a little bit of petunia pop. Put that down there. This up here. Right, so that is card number 2. Hi, Judy. This is the designer series paper that's free with a purchase, with a $60 purchase. It's a celebration item, and Hmm. This is the pack of it. I've chopped it all up, but really pretty. And I'll look up the. I've got the sheet with the name on it over on my counter. Okay, it's Bloom Impressions is the name of it. This does have kind of an impressionistic look to it. I love that. And this. Should have used some of it. Okay, so the last card is a fold I came up with when I was designing yesterday. So this card has a little pocket in it that you can put something in, a gift card in. It also has 2 pockets. And I made the label so that it will uh, it just has the dimensionals back here on it, so you can slide it down in there. And then this one, to hold it down, you can slide it in this little pocket here. Or like you could put a tea bag and a bookmark, something like that in there. Um, so anyways, let me show you how to make this. The first thing we're going to do is create that little pocket. And I've already die cut it. You need about a piece of paper that's at least almost 6 by 6, your designer series paper. And it scores the fold lines in it. And this is what it looks like. All right. And this is, let me show you that die again. So this is the die right here. All right. So I'm just going to fold that on this score lines. And I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue to that. I'll just hold that down a minute. Hi, Sharon from South Carolina. Hi, Renee. All right, and then we're going to fold this up. Now it does have the little die to make, like if that's the name of the word I want, 2 little dots to wind twine around like a clasp. I will show you that. These are the dies, this little die here. So you could do that. I'm not going to do that with this card because I want to open to be able to, it's not going to face, you're not going to see it. It's going to be this way on the front of the card. Okay. All right. And also, I have already stamped to save time. There's this beautiful frame stamp right here. And it goes nicely with the frame die, which is right here. Right. And I've already stamped that and die cut it out just to save time. And I stamped it with Fresh Freesia ink. That's there, right there. And again, I'm going to use this Lost Lagoon. I'm going to stamp that whole mint on there. Is this the mint? Nope, that's the basil. Here's the mint. I love mint. It grows wild here. And we used to sell sweet corn, and it would grow in the fields in the morning when we went to pick the corn. You'd step on it, and it just left a beautiful, lovely fragrance. Okay, so there's we're going to stamp the mint on the front of this. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, hold that up so you guys can see. Isn't that pretty? And now we are going to pop this onto our little pocket, and this will hold like a gift card. And I'm going to leave that open. And I'm just going to add the dimensionals to the very top here. Just want it to slide into the pocket on the top and the bottom. The other pocket. Actually, I'm going to put one more right here. All right, so we'll layer that on there just like that. So that will come up a little bit when we make our pocket. All right, now for the card, and I'm going to put a little piece of ribbon there. We'll do that in a minute. The card base is 5.5 by 8.5. Scored at 4 1/4. We'll set that aside. I have 2 pieces of the Bloom's Impressions Designer Series paper. And I am going to cut these on the diagonal. I'm going to layer them together. So whatever color you want on the front, you want it to be face up. I want to use these 2 colors on the front of my card. 2 patterns. Bringing the trimmer back in here. I'm going to lay this corner in the track right here and this corner right here. Okay, and I'm going to start in the middle of my paper. There's less of a chance of ripping it that way. All right, so these are the 2 pieces that I want of the card. I'm going to come back to these other ones here. Now, before I put them on the card, this lower piece, I'm going to run a strip of white cardstock along the edge just to make it a little more wear better with sliding something in and out of there. This is 3/8 of an inch wide, and I think it's about 7 inches long. You're going to need at least 6.5 at least 6.5 inches long. I'm just adding adhesive along like that. And I'm lining it right up with the edge there. Okay, and then we're going to turn it over and trim off the ends. There and there. All right. So now I'm going to add them to the card base. Thanks, Kathy. I haven't opened that paper pumpkin yet. I need to. I've got to start doing more with paper pumpkin. It's just like I've been working for my son in his law office, and I am retiring from that because my paper pick crafting business is growing, and I need to have more time to spend on that. All right, so you can see I'm putting it like an eighth of an inch from the edge. And so now we're going to layer this piece on. You don't want to put glue along here. You want this to be open for your pocket. I don't know how many times I've done that. All right. And now we're going to layer this on the front. So we have this pocket going on here. Yes, the paper pumpkins are really beautiful now. All right, now to do this smaller pocket down here, I'm gonna use this piece right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in, oh, I think it's 2.5 inches and mark it on each side here. Not the long end. So I'm gonna mark from this end 2.5 inches, which is right here. Oops. All right, so I'm laying my point at the 2.5 mark. I'm going to add a little dot of color right there, okay? And then from this end, I'm going to mark 2.5 inches. So let's lay, I gotta do it this way. It's on 2.5. I'm going to mark right here. So we're going to cut from those 2 dots to make our smaller pocket. So this dot here, and that one. I think I did it wrong. I think I want to go 2.5 from this edge. So right here. All right, so from this end out 2.5 is right here. Let's see if this works. Okay, there's that dot there and right there, and then right here. Nope, it's got to be parallel to the edge. Let me grab my other card here. Okay, so it's right here. Let me get something better that we can see it with. Right here. And then right here. All right, so I've gone in, let's see if that's 2.5. Nope, that's 2 3/4. And this is 2. So all right. So what I'm going to do is, what you want to do is line your long edge at 1.5. Okay. And then you're going to cut. That way it should be sitting at the right angle on your card. Yeah. All right. So put this long edge at 1.5. Write it on here. So I remember when I'm writing the PDF. Goes at 1.5. All right. All right, so now we're going to add another piece of the we're going to add this right here like that, and we're going to add our um, piece of white along there. And I have another long, kind of longish 3/8 inch white. So I'm going to add my glue to right on the designer's grease paper. We'll add this strip to that. Like that. Cut that off. All right, so this little pocket is gonna go like that. So it's kind of cool because you've got the 3 different stripes. So don't put glue along here, or it makes a triple triple layer of pattern there. All right. So that is how I did the 2 pockets on the front. Now, so let's bring our pocket back in here, and we're going to slide this down like that. So you could either stick something else in that, or you could, I made a bookmark. You could add a bookmark behind that if you wanted to, or put the bookmark here and the little gift card right here, like that. Either way, you can layer them up. So you can put 2 things on the front if you want to there. So let's add a few gems to that little pocket. There's the gem. All right, and we'll add a pinkish one there. And we'll stay with the pink. One there, and another one right about, oh, I don't like that there. Let's see. We put it there if it looks too, no, that's not bad. Okay, and then just have to add the inside piece for that. You can add the sentiment on there. Now look at, this is wider here than this one, but I like this better because you can add a second layer there in there more easily. Well, I'll put the measurements for both. The wider triangle here and that there. And then you would you could add the bookmark too. So I will give you the measurement in the PDF tutorial if you get the kit for both sizes, and included will be the bookmark. So let's take a look at our cards. That is card number 3. There's card number 2. Then this is card number 1, and you will get in your kits, if you order with me this week, you will get the supplies to make 2 of each of these. So bring that down there so you can see that. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a really good evening and a really great rest of the week. Take care now.